I hear scraping from the door. Eerie things. I refuse to go inside. It's my sister's room. She seems fine. I think it happens when she isn't in there. Not that I know. And she gets angry when I won't go in to play with her or get her toys. I won't go in. I said it before. I remember when that room was empty, and that was okay, because there were no noises, but there was no sister either. Just boxes and a desk that should have been used for business. I sometimes used the big computer for games that I could find, like cards that I didn't understand. And the blinds were always drawn. It looks much happier in there now, but it doesn't sound that way. She doesn't seem to notice, which is fine, and it might not be trouble for her, which is great too. I don't want her to be hurt. I also don't want to be crazy, so I won't go in, and I won't talk about why. The scratches lead to a sort of smell. It's a little sour, not like a lemon is sour or a grapefruit. When those go bad, they smell much sweeter, but in the way that something that has no smell can go bad and smell like the bad version of itself. Sour nothingness, almost imaginary, a hint of it. The hallway air smells a little wrong. Normal and wrong. Nobody else notices, so I'm not paying attention either, unless you count when I look at the walls, or feel for hidden doors, or check the air vents. My mom sometimes smells things that don't exist either. Maybe it's just in my head, but I can still hear the little scratches sometimes. I don't think it's mice. The door closed when I walked by. A draft? It's such a nice room. I can see the colors as I walk by, the curtains and the light. I've lived here for 8 years, and my sister is 4. Only now am I hearing whatever this is. Are there rats in this area? My sister wants me to play with her dollhouse, and sometimes she takes things from me that I can't get back because the door is in the way, and I have to let her have it. She sticks her tongue out at me from the doorway, and her eyes dare me to go closer. I hope she's okay. It's a dry summer, and I forgot to get water. My nose bled again on the pillow. I need to refill my glass. The hallway will be fine. It's night, and my sister is asleep, and usually that's okay, 'cause she's okay. And I shouldn't be worried about a smell or a sound. It's just a door on the way to the kitchen in the dark. And I'm nearly an adult. It's quiet. I got my water, then I hear something else. Little scratches, maybe. But in between, the sound of air, like breath, not a breeze, and that sour smell. I walked past, but the scratches followed. Definitely the odor, not the walls. I considered screaming and crying and saying I had bad dreams so I could make sure that my sister was all right, but she was probably okay. The next day she said I woke her up because my huge feet made the floor creak. That's how she knew it was me. She hid in the doorway again when I went to smack her and stuck out her tongue and with her challenging eyes. And she didn't say anything, just waited. No, I can't. And she is lucky. She is fine. Maybe it's just me after all. She did that 3 times that day. Stealing my things or being a brat and running into the room to wait. I think I hate her a little. She knows what I'm scared of, and that makes me more scared, but I didn't hear the scratches, so that was nice. I stayed up late. I'm nearly an adult. And I read magazines because it's Friday, and staying awake feels fun, even by myself, until I hear the scratching. I thought it was louder, all the way in my room, until I realized it's my door this time. outside of it. Instead of fear, which is the logical response, I do the stupid thing and get out of bed. My sister was right. In a way, my footsteps are heavy, even when I don't want them to be, and by my third step, I hear the scratching go back down the hall. The door was open. There was sunlight everywhere, and my sister slept like the dead. They said she was tired out all day and cranky, so they let her sleep. It had been 2 hours, and she was still out. I watch her from outside the doorway, the old room that used to be a boring desk, now full of flowers and neon, with a tiny figure splayed out, nearly outgrowing the kid's bed already. She's okay. And I walk in, through the door, this once, stepping to the side of her bed. My huge feet betray me as I look at her long nails with chipped pink polish and bits of paint underneath, the grime of a child or worse, and her flowery clipped hair. She opens her eyes just a little, like a sad puppy, tiny pupils barely oval-shaped. I just want to play on her sticky breath. It smelled sour. She whines and closes her eyes again as I step back through the door and close it. I was afraid of a door, and I was wrong. All this time, I should have been afraid of what's behind it. That was a story called Scratches at the Door, and I am Nika Harper, an author, and I wrote that today, in fact. I hope that you really enjoy it, and I hope that it creeps you out just a little bit. You can read along with this and see other things a bit like it on my Tumblr page, and you can support my writing habit on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who has helped me out so much so far with this, and happy haunting.